What's up, everybody? Young Badman back again. Got another video for you guys today. I'm going to be talking about 5 cards from Colossal Warfare that I think are being slept on right now. These 5 cards, I haven't really seen anybody talking about them on any forums or anything like that. But their effects pretty interesting, and I think that they might see play. Who knows? We won't know until we actually get the cards. But these are 5 cards that I think people are sleeping on right now, and they should probably consider using going forward. So first, I just want to give an honorable mention to Merciful Minutia. It doesn't come in Colossal Warfare, but it comes in the Tournament Pack 4. So it's going to be a card that we have access to once we get into the Tournament Pack 4 season. In its effect, when you play this card, if you have 4 more energy, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and return it to his owner's hand. You gotta have 4 energy to use it, but it can return anything to hand, no matter what. And the reason why I'm giving this an honorable mention is because it has a very similar effect to the 5th card on the list here, Sneak Attack Son Goku. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and return it to his owner's hand. Okay, so what do I like about this card? This card is the lowest energy cost battle card that can take care of an opponent's threat on board. Every other 3 drop that can KO or remove a battle card from the field has some other kind of stipulation to it. Like Minutia here, you have to have 4 energy. It costs 2, but you gotta have 4 energy to use it. This one, it doesn't require anything. You just play it, and then whatever you want that doesn't have barriers is gonna not be on the field. So why is this important? Well, returning the battle cards to their hand isn't that good in this game because everything has haste. There's no summoning sentence in this game, and there's a lot of when you play this card effects. But sometimes you just gotta get a card off the field, and Sneak Attack Son Goku can do that for you for just 3 energy. And it's also a Son Goku and a Saiyan, so it's got even more uses there. This could be a cool sideboard card, or it can go in the main as a 2-of or whatever. I think it'd be really good in mono blue decks as well. So this is number 5 on my list of slept on cards from Colossal Warfare. Moving on to number 4, Digging Deep Vegeta. I'm going to include all the other Awakening cards in this, but I mainly want to focus on Digging Deep Vegeta. He has an effect, auto once per turn. When this card attacks, you can choose up to 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. If you chose to add 1 or more cards to your hand, switch this card to active mode and it gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So why are people not talking about this card? Well, people think that the meta is going to be moving into one where you don't really want to use cards like this to help awaken, because with people running leaders that attack the opponent's leader to draw a card, the game's going to be going by quicker, which is kind of what Bandai wanted. But a card like this, if you really need to awaken, then turn 3 you're going to be awakening no matter what with this. Since you can put 2 cards in your hand, that's really strong. I think these are one of the very few cards. I can't think of any cards before Colossal Warfare that lets you put 2 cards in your hand. Tien lets you get rid of 2 life, but only 1 card goes to your hand. So this Digging Deep Vegeta, in theory, and I've played a game or 2 with this card too. You pay 3 energy, you attack with it, and you put 2 cards from your life into your hand. So that's a +2 right there. Then it switches back to active mode and gains 5,000 power. So this card is going to be getting 2 attacks off, 2,000 power attacks off. Now you're obviously going to awaken the turn and use this card too. So if you're using an untapped 2-liter, which you probably will be going forward, unless you're Super Saiyan 3 or something like that, then you paid 1 energy to get 2 cards and swing at your opponent's leader for 2,000 twice. And that's a lot of value. So this is a card that you should be on the lookout for moving forward. It's also only costs 1 red, so it's easily splashable. If you want to run a small red package in a deck and you need a card to help you awaken, then Digging Deep Vegeta is one that you should look out for. Alright, let's go on to number 3. Dependable Mom Bulma, Vegeta's wife. Look at that. Everyone loves Bulma too, man. How could you hate her? Look at her. She's so cute. So she costs 1 energy. It's got 5,000 power. Activate main. Switch this card to rest mode. Draw 1 card and then choose up to 1 of your battle cards, and it gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So why do I think that this is good? Well, it's energy boosted Majin Buu. You play it and you draw a card. But this card has potential to draw you more than 1 card. Also, it gives 5,000 power to a battle card. So it's kind of like playing a Majin Buu and comboing it with it in the same turn. Except you'll still have the Badman in play. So pay 1, draw a card, give something 5,000 power, a battle card anyway. And then on your opponent's turn, if they're playing a leader that draws when it attacks a leader, they're going to want to attack the leader. They're not going to want to attack this with their leader. So this one's kind of safe from those leaders. That means they'd have to commit a battle card to getting rid of this. And that means that battle card isn't coming at your leader. So, and if they attack it with a battle card, then this card has already done its job. Who cares if they kill it with a battle card? If they can't commit a battle card to it, you're going to draw another card off of this. And that's a lot of value from this 1 card. Also, this is really good in Goku's Lineage and Namekian decks because of the negates that they can play without using any energy. They can just put a life in hand and negate the attack coming towards this, which will let you get another draw off of it. And this card is also extremely good in Galactic Frieza because it hits the board turn 1 and it's just going to keep drawing you cards until you want to untap something else with your leader. So Dependable Mom Bulma and also Caring Mother Videl, 2 cards that not a lot of people are talking about, but I think that these cards are going to see play moving forward. The other ones I've mentioned may or may not, but I'm pretty confident that this one will be. So moving on to number 4, Mirror Creator Absorb. This one is a super rare, so it's got a little hype behind it. People like Mirror, but why do I think that this is being slept on? Well, people look at a card with tunnel vision sometimes. So, when you play this card with Union, your opponent chooses 3 cards in the hand and sends them to the warp, and then it gains double strike for the duration of the turn. That's cool and all, but something I also overlooked when I saw this card is that this card has Overwhelm 4 for 1 energy. So if you've got 4 cards in your drop, which is extremely easy, especially nowadays, you can play this 30,000 beater for 1 energy. And it's also got Deflect, which means that they can't Cold Blow or Crusher Ball it. And the last effect, when this card attacks, it gains plus 5,000 power for each card in your warp. That is so strong. This Overwhelm 4, that means that this card is going to be 50,000 power when it swings for 1 energy, which is incredible to end the game with. Obviously, you want to combo this with Further and Destruction Champa. For 2 energy, that's going to be a minimum of 60,000 power, double strike. And right now, for 2 energy, I don't think anything can really match that. There are a lot of, strong aggro effects going on right now, but for 2 energy, 60,000 double strike is just absurd. Of course, this card can be countered, it can be blocked, but I think that this is the card that's needed in like the blue aggro decks. So like Vegeta, Hirudegarn, Trunks, Future Trunks. Like this card here can really push your deck over the edge. You get them down to 2 life, and they might have a lot of cards in their hand. But if you drop this and you're swinging 60,000 double strike for 2 energy before you combo with the rest of the cards in your hand, and that's not even depending on having other cards in your warp. You might overwhelm 10 when you play this, and he'll be 80,000, and that's just ridiculous. So Mirror Creator Absorb, yeah, it's cool when you play with the Union. It's really good because it'll already have double strike, but you don't have to use Union when you play this card. You can just use Overwhelm 4, and it also has Deflect. So alright, so now last but not least, the first and most slept on card. And one thing about this card, it is not from Colossal Warfare. This card is from Crossworlds. Unwavering Solidarity, Shigesh. Now, of course, you're gonna be like, oh no, Shigesh, what? He sucks. Like, you know, Corona just shuts him down. If you've done any playtesting for Colossal Warfare, how many decks have you used that have had Cronoa in it? And how many decks have you played against that have had Cronoa in it? Ask yourself that. Bandai printing Cronoa put us in an interesting spot where players can run Cronoa and be immune to Shigesh, or they cannot run it and assume no one's going to play Shigesh anymore because Cronoa exists. So if you know no one's playing Cronoa because they don't think you're playing Shigesh, then you can just run Shigesh and then abuse it and get wins because of it. Now, do I think you should run this at 4? Absolutely not. Cronoa is still a thing, and if you're playing best of 3, they're going to have it in the sideboard. So you should not run 4 of these. This card won't be as dominant as it is right now in the Crossworlds meta, but moving forward, I think people are still going to play Unwavering Solidarity Shigesh. So don't sleep on this card. Make sure you have Cronoa in your sideboard moving forward. So let me know what cards you think are being slept on right now. Just leave a comment below and let me know why. And thanks for watching, everyone, and see you guys in the next video.